We are the dimension. Tuesday Night Live, guys. Tuesday Night Talk here with the one and only, the overhyped, always talking, mind going in a thousand different directions. I am Dave's Dimension. You guys know the channel where chaos and insanity that will always reign supreme, and of course, your channel for tech, toys, and talk. And of course, anything and everything that's going to pop in my mind here, guys. You know how we do it. This is Tuesday Night Talk, where anything and everything is going live here, guys. We got a lot to talk about. I am so pumped, like you wouldn't believe. And why don't we start things up? Going to the chat here. I was going to go live at 9, but I decided, you know what? No, we're going to go live at 8 o'clock because I have stuff I need to do later on. And we're going to talk about that very, very, very shortly. Now, we don't have any guests playing tonight. However, I am opening the doors. I'm opening the portal to the dimension. Anybody and I mean anyone and everyone, the portal is open. I'm throwing the link into the chat right there, guys. So if anyone wants to hop on, you have a channel you want to promote yourselves, maybe you have a small business on Etsy, you have anything you want to promote. Maybe you got a Twitch, you got something on Kick, you got something on Instagram or TikTok. The portal is open for anyone and everyone to come on in. We have some pickups to talk about, and boy, do we have some pickups to talk about. Now, also, you might be saying, hey, Dave, the room looks a little different. Yes, you guys know I am always rearranging everything. So it's in Buffalo, New York. It is warmer weather. So I took the bookcases away from, because in the wintertime, I like to keep the bookcases against the window, kind of keeps the cold at bay, so to speak. Flipped it around so we could have some air. Literally on the other side of the monitors, I have my window. It's open. We have some air coming through. It's good because it's good for the computer, for the dimensional grid, and it's also good for our latest acquisition. We'll talk about that a little bit later, guys. If anyone is watching right now, please let me know in the comment section below. Drop a hi, say a hello. Let me know what in the world is going on. And I hope everyone is doing great on this Tuesday. It is April 16th, 2024. 7:58 p.m. Some of you guys might be starting dinner. Some of you guys might be getting off work if you're on the West Coast. But this is Dave's Dimension, and we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about a few things. Usually you guys know I'm always hating on Hasbro, right? Hasbro did something pretty cool. I think we need to kind of talk about it a little bit. So we're gonna pull that up in just a moment here. I thought, hey, maybe I'll monitor my own stream. That might make a little bit of sense, right? Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Who knows? So right now, it looks like we got 2 people watching the stream. Again, please feel free to say hello if you like. If you like what you're seeing, hit that like button, hit that bell for notifications, hit that red button if you want to follow me and anything and everything that's going on. Now, you guys know me. We're going to start things off by Stream for the Cure. Okay. Now, if you don't know Stream for the Cure, my channel every year, usually around March, April, we start promoting Stream for the Cure because during the month of May, I pick one Saturday where I do a 10-hour live stream. That's right. I go live for 10 friggin' hours, guys. I'm insane. I'm crazy. I'm deranged. But hey, I admit it. We do a 10-hour stream to fundraise for Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Institute. Now, if you're not familiar with it, Roswell Park is one of the nation's leading and oldest cancer research facilities and is based in downtown Buffalo, New York. They are the front runner in leading cancer research, developing new treatments, new vaccines, new medicines, new ways of battling all forms of cancer, whether you're a child, whether you're in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, all the way to being a senior citizen, all the way 80s or 90s, no matter what kind of cancer it is it skin cancer, lung cancer, whatever type of cancer you have, they take it on full blast. Now, once upon a time, cancer was a one-way ticket. It's not that way anymore, guys. And for the past couple of years, I've been doing Stream for the Cure, where what we do is I ask you guys out there, to make a $10 donation to the Ride for Roswell. Now, the Ride for Roswell is Roswell's big initiative every year. They do an annual bike riding fundraiser. All the proceeds go directly into fundraising for Roswell Park. Now, last year, I actually did the 44-mile Canada route. I'm looking forward to maybe doing that again this year. They have some stipulations. If I don't meet that criteria, I think I'm going to default to doing the 45-mile country route. Should be fun either way. It all goes towards an amazing cause. Now, you might be asking about the rules. Well, we got it there scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Now, I have a link in the video description below. All you have to do is go to that link. It takes you directly to Roswell Park's website. And you're just going to click. You're going to donate. You donate $10. You take a screenshot, whether it's with your phone or your computer. You take a screenshot, and you're going to message me at either my email address of davesdimension78 at gmail.com, or message me on IG. Yeah, that's right, Instagram at Daves_Dimension. Just message me with your screenshot, your first and last real name, and your screen name, and you're going to be entered. Now, what are you entered into? We have themed prize boxes that we're giving out. We have, oh God, I think about six or seven boxes we're doing this year. Now, the minimum that these boxes are worth is a minimum of $50. We have several NECA boxes. I have procured a very special Ghostbusters box. We just have tons of prizes, but you know what? It's great to win prizes, but what's even better is to help out Roswell Park, and that's why we're doing this. One $10 donation gets you entered, gets your name on all those wheels. So if we're going to have 6 boxes or 7 boxes, that means your name is entered on each of those wheels. So you have a chance to win any one of those boxes. That's the great thing about this. So all you have to do, click the link, go directly to Roswell Park's website. I do not handle any of the money or the donations itself. You're going directly to Roswell Park, and they receive the money immediately. How long do you have to donate? Well, Megademon and Duffman are in the chat. Megademon says, I thought you were starting at 9. Yeah, I decided to change it up today. There we go. Yeah, so how long do you have to donate? Well, we're actually going to do this. We're going to do the stream on May 18th. So you have until midnight on the 17th. So it's going to be that Saturday. So you have until midnight that Friday. Okay. When it hits midnight Eastern time here, we're going to cut it off. Those who've donated, your names are entered into those prizes. Okay. Now, if you want to donate afterwards, you certainly can donate afterwards, but you won't be a part of those prize wheels. Okay. So again, you have until midnight, May 17th, midnight. You have until then, Eastern time, to make your donation. All it is $10, and you have your name on the wheel. Now, if you decide to donate more than $10, let's say you do 20 or 30, well, for every $10 you donate, that's another occurrence of having your name on the wheel. So if, let's say, Megademon decided to donate 30, well, that means his name is going to be on the wheel, each wheel 3 times. So there's no limit as to how many entries you can do. All that we ask is a minimum of $10 so we can at least put your name on the wheel. And like I said, you're entered on each of the wheels. Captain Spaulding is procuring his own box. We don't know what that's going to entail. It might be NECA, it might be something else. We have a couple NECA boxes. I know Dre, the Collector Safe Space, is trying to procure a box for us, and there may be an additional box through some other connections, but we're going to wait and see. There is a mystery B box that is always happens each year. If you know, you know. But yeah, it's going to be an amazing event this year. We already have a few people who've already been more than generous in donating. Right now, we're standing at $350 donated. Right now, that's our total right now with Ride for Roswell. I honestly, I'm hoping we can do more, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, you have until midnight, May 17th, to get your donations in, guys, to be entered in on these wheels. But if you want to donate afterwards, that's perfectly fine. The Ride for Roswell itself isn't until June 22nd, so you have all that time to donate, guys, and this link does not expire. Okay, again, the link is in the video description below, but let's keep the show rolling. By the way, anyone who might be watching, if anyone wants to pop in, we have the link right there. We have the StreamYard link right there, and I'm going to pin it to the top of the chat, so if anyone comes in later, they wants to hop on, they can. So as you can see, we changed everything around the dimension. I think this is looking a little bit cool here. Captain says, I'm here, weak, but here. I hope you get better, Cap. We just mentioned you because I mentioned how you are procuring a box of your own to help out with Stream for the Cure. Fingers crossed you get better, Cap. Captain Spaulding, one of the best dudes I know. He's one of the most realist dudes. He's he's one of my teammates for Fortnite. Always a great time when we're gaming with Britterbug or Colbane, or just me, him, and Dre, and a few others. Like his kid Shaggy Doo. I mean, it's always an awesome time. Yeah. Oh, there we go. He's clarifying. Yeah, I got a horror NECA. Nice. So yeah, I have a couple NECA boxes I'm procuring myself. We have a Ghostbusters box. Who knows? Maybe one of those traps, one of those hard to find popcorn traps might be part of a box, or it might be some other stuff. Thank you, Cap. I appreciate that. Because we're all brothers here, brothers and sisters. Pump up the volume. So let's take a look at Hasbro. Hasbro, in a way, they almost redeemed themselves this week. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me show you a little trick. Take your mind off the pain. If you know what movie that is, you get 10 points. So let's go ahead and pull up Hasbro. Okay, so yeah, Hasbro's latest and greatest arrivals. But let me just pull up Mega Demon's comment. I was at the flea market today. I saw a Lightning Collection Dino Thunder Yellow Ranger figure for $12 or for $12. I thought about buying it, but I didn't pull the trigger on buying it. Let me ask you, was it still in box? Was it loose or was it still in box? If it was still in box, I mean, $12 I think is kind of a steal, because that Yellow Ranger Dino Thunder is going for quite a few bucks right now. In fact, let me actually check here. Dino Thunder Yellow action figure. I think she's still going for like 20 or 22 bucks right now. Let's see here. No, oh, she's actually gone down in price. Right now, let me see if I can get this up here. Actually, right now, for full yeah, Duff. It was Major Pain. Let me show you a little trick. Take the mind off the pain. Yeah, Major Pain. Great movie, by the way. So let's go ahead and pull up this screen right here. So yeah, it looks like Dino Thunder Lightning Collection Yellow Ranger. She's going for about $14.67 on Amazon, $13.80 at Walmart.com. Hasbro Pulse, they have her clearance, but really, I mean, it's $20 clearance, not in my book. So yeah, you can get her for pretty good prices right there. eBay $10, but you're probably paying for shipping. Excuse me for one moment, guys. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. Didn't want to do that in front of you guys. Sinuses and allergies. It could be worse. Oh, it was in a box, but in crap condition. Well, you know, if you're an inbox collector, yeah, I would have passed it by. But if you're an out of box collector, you know, you're gonna destroy the box anyways. So if the pieces of all the accessories were in there, what little they give you. Now, see, here's my thing. Let's take a look at this. Is Kieran? We have Kira from Dino Thunder, which is actually one of my more favorite seasons. It's not a bad likeness, but it's not a good likeness of her either. I mean, it's fairly better than some of the others. I think with Lightning Collection, they really screw up a lot of the faces. Either the eyes or the nose aren't perfectly aligned right, and that does a big disservice. But we all know Hasbro has pretty much shelved the Lightning Collection, so there's several Power Ranger lines that we won't even get, let alone complete other ones. Like was it Time Force and a whole bunch of others. We didn't even get a Lightspeed Rescue, which kind of annoyed me. That was one of my favorite seasons right there. But it is what it is, guys. So let's go back to Hasbro. So yeah, they we'll make a few honorable mentions about Transformers in a minute, but they came out with Superior Spider-Man. Now, if you're not familiar with this series from the comics, Peter Parker and Dr. Octavius actually mind swapped. They swapped bodies, and once Doc Ock knew that Peter Parker was Spider-Man, he took over the persona, obviously, the appearance of him, and he built, you know, actual arachnid legs right there, and he became the superior Spider-Man. I mean, I definitely dig the black and red, and I remember reading the comics. He's got the augmented robotic legs here, very much like his octopus arms, And this Spider-Man was more methodical. He was more precise and focused. Oh, it looks like Marvel is sticking with the more octagon boxes. They're completely stepping away from what we used to have. So let's take a look right there. We get two heads, obviously. I'm trying to see. Do they have like something reflecting off his eyes? So we get two pairs of extra hands. We get two backpack pieces. It looks like one where you would have the arms, and one where you wouldn't see the arms at all. But this one is pretty damn awesome. I like how it looks. I'm curious to see how strong these spider arms, these spider legs are going to be. So that's gonna be the thing. That's gonna be the real test. I mean, obviously they show it here, but we don't know what else could be holding him up. They could be propping a lot of things. There could be dabs of hot glue behind the legs that we don't see to hold those legs in perfect spot. We don't know. And that's something we're going to have to wait until September 1st, which is when this is slated to ship. Now, if you notice, it says it's sold out, but guess what? Your boy, I almost never do this, guys. I pre-ordered. I actually pre-ordered this one. This is one I think I had to get. I really don't think I had much of a choice. I mean, I like the gauntlets, you know. I like the gauntlets that Superior Spider-Man has. I like the black and red. I remember reading the comics when this happened. I just think the color in the layout of the suit is phenomenal. Now I actually ordered two sets. I ordered one set for me, and I ordered another set for a good friend of mine. So we went in on this one, and well, I have Premium Pulse right now, so I get the free shipping. So I was like, you know what? Let's just go for it. So I did. Now, this one, it looks really good. Usually I'm not that guy that like, oh, I have to get it. You know what? I'm gonna pre-order it because unfortunately, since Hasbro has reduced, they've scaled back their stock that they're putting in stores. It's not guaranteed that you'll find the figures in store now. I mean, you kind of have to have your fingers crossed. And it's really a crapshoot. The days of YOLO are pretty much gone. Or maybe they aren't, I should say. Um, it's one of those things where, like, if you see a figure, there's no guarantee you're going to see this figure again, and that really sucks as collectors. But it is what it is. So we have Superior Spider-Man. Our next item up for bid. They have Marvel Legends Wolverine 85th anniversary. Now, I do already have the X-Men Wolverine, but I had to go for this one. Now, there is some criticism I have about this. Um, I mean, it looks very close body wise. It does reminisce, it does resemble somewhat, but not completely. It does resemble the X Men 97 Wolverine a little bit, but they did some different paint apps here, right? A slight, some different sculpting here. This is like a blend between the comic book and Hugh Jackman, maybe a little bit. I think the head sculpt looks pretty cool. They gave us again two sets of hands. Now, here's the thing: when he's not wearing his cowl, he's not wearing his hood. We don't have like they did with X-Men 97, where he could have his hood laying off the back of his neck. We don't have that. It's just a head swap. That's all it is. It would have been cool if they could have retooled. They could have, just slightly painted it differently and threw it on here. It would have been cool. This is definitely more comic book inspired. Look at his gloves right there with his yellow clasps on there. I like the belt. I like the belt buckle. It's a brighter color, so I definitely think it's going to stand out in your collections. I definitely think this is cool. This is definitely something. And take a look at you know, the different posability. I mean, this looks great right here. If you don't have a Wolverine figure, I definitely think this is a figure you should get. The posability looks good, but the real question is, how stable is he going to be? Now, we don't obviously they remove the background, so we don't see what he's standing on or what's holding him back. And we've seen it when they do the live streams, the little plastic stands that they use for the bottom of the feet. You can see that there's hot glue applied to the bottom to keep them in place. So we don't know just how stable he's going to be. But again, we're going to hope for the best. So yeah, I pre-ordered Spider-Man, Superior Spider-Man in this Wolverine. Now what's great is we get a pointing finger, we have an open hand, and then we get two fists without the claws, you know, without the claws out front forward. I guess you could say they're retracted. So we do have that. I mean, for 24.99, I don't think this is a bad figure. I like the colors. It's just that I would have loved the accessory of an extra hood on the back. I mean, look at Superior Spider-Man. You're selling him for $29.99, and he's got those extra legs. I think that's actually a very positive price point. Um, you gave us X-Men 97, and you gave us some heads, and we got a hood. So it would have been cool if we could have got an extra hood, you know, for the civilian mode. But hey, I'm gonna roll with it. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about these two figures right here? Um, am I surprised that this already sold out? No, but I'm glad I ordered in the middle of the day when I was on my lunch break. I ordered it. I got the email and said, you know what? Let me go ahead and do this. And I did. And I'm so glad for it. Now, it seems like Transformers is dipping back into uh their war for Cybertron, their siege for Cybertron. They're kind of like revisiting the Transformers that they already gave us a couple years ago. It's almost like, hey, we have all this stock. Let's just slightly rebrand the boxes and get all this sold in out of our warehouse. Let's try and you know do well in the second quarter of the year, financially speaking, in the fiscal year. They're trying to find ways. It almost seems like they're trying to find ways to kind of bump up their revenue to make their books look better. At least that's what it looks like. Because let's take a look at Shattered Glass. Now, if you're not familiar with Shattered Glass is an alternate universe where, well, Optimus Prime is actually evil. He's basically, he's the bad guy. You can see by the purple. And here we go. We have Ratchet, Shattered Universe. Let's take a look at them right now. Let's see if we can. So yeah, you can see he's got like a shattered windshield right there, as per the Shattered Universe. These are basically just glorified repaints, but this is canon in the comics. This is canon in the comics. This is basically, War for Cybertron, or the Siege saga. This is basically that Optimus just in a repaint. They gave him the red eyes here, where it's kind of like either Scourge or just bad Optimus, and that's what they gave us here. There you go. You can see some of the guns. These are all just reuses. Again, take a look at Ratchet. This is just an alternate universe Ratchet. That's all. That's all. I mean, for $60, do I think these figures are $60? No, no. Honestly, I got not this Shattered Universe Optimus, but I got the regular War for Cybertron Optimus. Uh, the red and blue Optimus that we're used to with the trailer for about 10 or $12 at Ollie's. If you wait about 6 or 8 months or even 10 months, these could wind up in your local Ollie's because we've seen these. We've seen these figures before. Um, I mean, the face looks so dark here. If they went with a brighter silver or a brighter gray, at least it would help the eyes pop more. Um, the gray, or sorry, the purple kind of crown that he wears, it just hides the color of the red eyes. Um, I'm not a fan of these colors personally, um, but I'm not paying $60 for this. And obviously, a lot of Transformer fans out there who missed out on Shattered Glass of these figures before, they're back, they're hungry, and they went for it. Transformer fans can be completionists. They are straight up completionists for the most part. And that's what we're seeing here. You know, let's take a look at this. Now, this is one I would have jumped on. This is our Jetfire. Now, this is the same Jetfire they had a couple years ago. We're going to take a look at them right here. Now, those that don't know, when Jetfire first came out, he was pretty much a copy, kind of a carbon copy of Robotech, because a lot of Transformers and everything else, they were IPs of different shows. I mean, Transformers came from Diaclone. Uh, the original Skyfire didn't look like the what we got in the cartoon. He looked more like the original toy, looked more like the Robotech jet fighters. Okay, but they gave him like a big, massive jetpack here, and then we have the armor here that can have all these extra guns for storage. He's a good size Autobot for $90. I mean, it's a lot, but you know what? We get a lot of accessories here. Now I know this is still available on Big Bad Toys and also Entertainment Earth. So who knows? Maybe I'll wait and see, and I'll try and get him there. I think if you're a Transformer fan, this is the classic. This is this is the Jetfire we always wanted. This is the one from the comics or from the cartoon. And yes, his Autobot shield does flip around into a blank shield. You could throw a Decepticon sticker on there because that was part of the whole storyline. Spoilers. But he's a good size Autobot. I love all the metal paneling that they have on here. They make him look weathered because that's kind of how he looks in the cartoon, not in the original G1 cartoon, but in the Netflix series, we do see Jetfire in there, and then kind of, you know, honor that storyline. I think for a Transformer fan, a modern Transformer fan, and an OG Transformer fan, this is one you have to go for. There we go, Duff. Yeah, the new Transformers, they look so cheap to me. The reason why they look so cheap is you can see all the hollowness, all the crevices. I mean, these, you know what? I can see these going for 30, 35, maybe even 40 pushing it. Because I mean, the plastic, they're using much lighter, cheaper plastics. Again, let's take a look at Ratchet's gun. That looks so cheap. I think I could 3D print something better. I really do. I'm not just saying. Yeah. Yeah, Duff, you you and me both, man. Man, you don't know. I had about two different bookcases filled with Transformers, Transformers Titan Returns. I had Combiner Wars. I was even getting into some of the generations. I even had Triptychon. And I sold all those. I sold all those because I didn't like how cheap the Transformer lines were going, the direction they were going into. I didn't like how cheap they look. So I decided, one, you know what, I'm gonna sell them. I had masterpieces. Some of them were knockoffs, but I had them. They were some awesome figures, but I unloaded them because, and also what I did was I took that money and I used it to fund my first full size proton pack through Ben and Ken Props. Um, you know, I took one passion and it funded another one. That's the way it goes when it comes to collecting. Your tastes are going to change from time to time. I mean, I boxed up my Masters of the Universe Revelations line, and I was heavy into that. It was a great a great price point, but you know, they're great quality. The figures are great. I enjoyed the show, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just not feeling it anymore, so I boxed it up. Now, what else do they have going on? They really don't have anything much going on. I mean, you can pre-order the retro card Beachhead. I'm not really into the retro cards. I like the classified series. I'm not necessarily a fan of, and that sounds harsh. I'm just not overly a fan when it comes to the card backs. But I mean, they trust me, they look just like the original figures, but given the detail and all the accessories that you get with the regular classified series, it feels like it's on another level. And they're charging the same price for both, which is bananas. Duffman says, I would love to have the OG Optimus and Megatron, and would be content with those just because I remember playing with them as a kid. No, I get that 100%. I do. One, I don't think we'll ever get that Megatron again unless you go to a vintage toy shop or flea market or something. And the reason why is, well, those that don't know, the in the cartoon and also the toy, Megatron was a handgun, and he was a chrome handgun with a black handle. So it looked very realistic, and and also a lot of parents didn't like that, and two, they felt that it promoted gun violence. So there was all these parents' rights groups that were just all in a terror over it, which, I mean, on one side you can kind of see the point, but on another side, it's just kids having fun. And oh, he's not a gun anymore. He's a friggin' tank. So now not only can he run over people, run over cars and vehicles, now he can shoot these big massive big massive blasts that can destroy homes and houses and everything else. Speaking of destroying everything else, we have the Lack attack himself, General Lack Sivrak. There he is, saying hello, friends. If you're not familiar with Lack Sivrak, please go ahead and check him out. This man has great content. He's a toy collector. He is a man of the world. He's got world type views that you aren't even ready for. Okay. Not to mention, ladies, I'm sorry, but the lack is taken. The lack Sivrak is off the market. He's got himself a wife. He's happy. He's doing well. He's saving the world. That's just what he does. Duff Man is like, give me a break. I grew up with guns and I turned out fine. Exactly. I mean, hell, with Ghostbusters, man. Uh, the Neutrona wand that Hasbro did, the first version had the silver cap, right? Second version now has the orange cap. It's like, who's gonna walk around? Who's gonna think that a proton pack is a real weapon that's gonna shoot particle streams? I'm just saying. I'm just saying, man. Lex says, appreciate it, Dave. No, we appreciate you. Um, Hasbro's been doing a little bit better, but they're not there yet. I mean, take a look at these. 34 bucks. 34.99 for this Bumblebee 110 Shockwave. One, he's not even as big as the original Shockwave was. They're kind of going with, the studio series. I'm sorry, I might consider giving 20 bucks for it. I'm not paying 35 for him. Not for nothing. I mean, let's take a look at him. Does he look? This is what he turns into. He turns into some kind of lazy, kind of a say Cybertronian tank. I mean, the original Shockwave again was a gun, but he looked like a space gun for that. Uh, Lax says, agreed. Duff killed my first moose at 6 years old. But I mean, how are you going to charge 35 bucks for this? Let's take a look at Sideswipe. 25 bucks for Sideswipe. Again, I think this is more of a Cybertronian kind of look. Look how cheap the feet look. I mean, to me, this comes off shouting at me saying no quality whatsoever. No quality. It looks so cheap. I mean, this is Cybertron Sideswipe, but he looks more like a reject from the Cybertron video games, the War for Cybertron. I'm just not liking it. I mean, he looks like a bootleg, cheap Target Master with his blaster right at the top. I'm like, no, I'm that's just a hard pass all day long. Here we go. Sunstreaker. Is he any better? No, he's not. I mean, this is more like if Sunstreaker was in the movies, that's the kind of face we're getting for him. Um, but I mean, again, we have these hollow parts here, and I get it makes it cheaper, but it makes it feel cheaper as hell. I'm not gonna I'm not a Transformer fan, so I can't comment. No, you can comment, man. If you think these look cheap, say so, because I'm of the mindset, and I'm a Transformer fan. Again, we have these pegged ports that they did all throughout the siege and the fall of Cybertron and everything else. So I mean, it is what it is, man. It's very disappointing. That's what it is. Very disappointing. Let's just go back. Okay, what else? We're not talking Black Series. I kind of gave up on Black Series myself. I know that's terrible, isn't it? No, not really. Here we go. We get a comic inspired shaded or shattered okay. Yeah, this is comic book. So this is like a cell shaded Transformer Shockwave. Again, $40 for this? $40. And again, they make him look like a spaceship and he still doesn't look like a gun. I'm sorry, this looks like crap. It looks like crap all day long. Oh, we have Optimus's severed head. Yeah, that's not creepy. No, that's not creepy at all. Um, hey, Dennis. We got Dennis in the chat. By the way, guys, if anyone wants to hop on, even if it's just for a couple minutes, the link is in the top of the chat. Feel free to do so. I mean, you get Optimus's severed head here. We got a little cable connecting to it. I guess supposed to provide power to it. $40. This is a hard pass. It is a hard pass. I'm sorry. It just is. Just like I talked, I think last week about the classic Marvel Legends that they kind of just released. This whole wave is a hard pass for me. It's a hard pass for me. Um, these Kenner Ghostbuster reissues, I already grabbed those, so I'm already set on those right now. It's funny. I went to a local GameStop. They saw me wearing a Buffalo Ghostbuster shirt, and they're like, "Oh, hey, let me show you what I have." I'm like, I already got them." GameStop is just getting these figures now, and obviously Hasbro has them online, and also GameStop. I picked them up couple months back at GameStop. So, uh, Lack is saying hello, Dennis. Duffman saying hello, Ricardo. Ricardo is saying, "Hey, Dave's mentioned. Hey, hello to everyone in the chat." But back up to Duffman's. The 3-0 Transformers look amazing. They are. I have Bumblebee. I have the Bumblebee. Now, if you're not familiar with the 3-0, 3-0, the figures fully articulate, but they do not transform, but they are chef's kiss. Now, if you want, you could get them when they first come out, or if you're lucky, and if you can time it right, you might be able to get them at a lower price on eBay or any other secondary markets like Mercari and whatnot. So, I mean, you can look around. But if you want something that looks like it's from the movies, just amazing articulation, great accessories. It's made of actual die cast. It feels real. It just has that effect. Go for 3-0. The 3-0 Transformers are amazing. They are going up in price, but I think they're fully worth it in my book. It's kind of like my buddy Dre of the Collector Safe Space. He was collecting Marvel Legends for a very, very, very long time, and he's been shifting over to Mafex and also SH Figuarts. It's because of the quality, not the quantity, but the quality. You're paying a little bit more, but you're getting great apps. You're getting great paint apps. You're getting soft goods. You're getting all the accessories, and that's what's pushing a lot of people. Lax says, good to see all my rowdy friends here. Apologies for being late, Dave. No, actually, you are early, Ricardo. I was originally going to go live at 9 o'clock, but I decided to go live at 8. I threw everybody off. So no, you're perfectly fine, bro. I mean, it's just I'm not feeling a lot of stuff. I did miss out on this, the Tiger Force version of basically the GI Joe version of the ferret, and I also missed out on the Cobra ferret as well. I'm hoping to see these in your local Targets or Walmarts at some point. And once I do, I'll pick those up because I mean that's the thing. For me, do the, do these look cool? Yes, they look friggin' badass. They do. But it's also this nostalgia. I had the ferret as a kid. I had the GI Joe Vamp, which is the Jeep. So when that was on pre-order, I had to jump on that. Just like I wanted to jump on these, but I just missed the window because I was working. Life comes first. Paying the bills comes first. Speaking of knowing things, the man, the myth, the legend himself, El Presidente of Nerd Affiliated. It's Hey Archer. He's in the chat saying, yo. Everyone's saying hey to Archer. And speaking of which, he is also a part of the Real Nerdbusters that you can find on Instagram. So go ahead, if you love Ghostbusters content, and who doesn't, go check out the Real Nerdbusters on Instagram, or you can check out Hey Archer every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern for Nerdy Coffee, and you can also hang out with Archer Thursday nights at 8:15ish p.m. Eastern for his Thursday nights. So go ahead and please check him out. Yeah, I've been mostly getting classifieds, mostly for customs. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I bought some bargain deal Marvel Legends, and I used them to mash up for Ghostbusters Frozen Empire since they're not doing a wave. But speaking of Marvel and speaking of Hasbro, let's talk about what I picked up this past week. So, like you guys heard me say, I was at my local GameStop. Because at this one GameStop, we have our supermarket. My wife went to do the grocery shopping. I kind of go over to GameStop, check out any deals on any games, any computer peripherals like keyboards, webcams, things of that nature. And I saw this. I guess let's decompress this for now. So yeah, they had Spider Shot here. So I went and picked him up. I thought he looked pretty cool. He's got like a little utility belt here. If you're not familiar with him, Spider Shot, after a mission goes wrong, an alternate version of Peter Parker leaves his old life behind to target the Black Ops world as a killer for hire. Kind of a Punisher like, but I like how we get rid of the webbing. He's just all business. There we go. A little wet work, taking out the baddies. So yeah, I picked him up. Now this a lot of people might be cringe, but I am going to be ripping this open. Not today, but soon. Also, they had Last Stand Spider-Man, so I had to pick him up. Now, Last Stand Spider-Man, caught outside of time. Peter Parker uses a potential future, or sees a potential future in which the NYPD confronts him for past crimes, and he makes his last stand. So we get kind of a almost slightly kind of leather noir kind of look. Again, it's kind of classic Spider-Man, but a little bit older. A lot of people have said that they would love to see Toby reprise the role for Last Stand. And I can maybe see it, but I don't know if he's physically there. But with technology, you just never know. So yeah, I picked these up. So I walk up to the counter with these two in hand, and the guy who's there at GameStop, he knows me. He sees me all the time. And when I told him I was all good on Ghostbusters stuff, I think he was trying to figure out what to do. Is there something? Can I upsell him? So he says, "Hey, I think I have a figure you might like. If you're into Spider-Man, you might want this one. He opens up a drawer behind the counter slowly, and he pulls out another Spider-Man figure. He says, "Hey, would you be interested in this?" And when you guys see this, any of you guys, if you ever been a Spider-Man fan, you read the comics, you know what my answer was. That's damn right. Scarlet Spider. He had friggin' Scarlet Spider. And I'm like, my words were, well, duh, yeah, I'll take him too. So yeah, because right now I've not seen these in my targets. We haven't seen them anywhere at all. And the fact that he had one in a drawer, which means he was holding it for someone, but the person probably never showed up. And instead of putting it back, he just kept it in the drawer. So, I mean, but what you guys don't know is Ben Riley, Scarlet Spider. This is one of my favorite Spider-Men of all time. Okay. I have a small, I have a statue up there, probably about 7 or 10 inches tall. Um, Scarlet Spider was a favorite of mine. If you've read, because when I knew Maximum Clonage. I had the comic book series of Maximum Clonage, the Trial of Peter Parker. I had all that stuff where we had Ben Riley. Ben Riley is a clone of Peter Parker, and he decided to start another life. So he took the name Ben Riley, as in Ben, Uncle Ben. He even bleached his hair, and he tried to go off and be his own spider, if you will, Scarlet Spider, right there. He just wore the all red tights. He had a full on utility belt. He had extra web cartridges on his wrist. He had little utility belts around his ankles, and rocking the hoodie with the sideways spider. Oh come on, this was something new. It just flipped the script on everything. It looked insane and just looked badass. Of course, we get the classic comic look right there. To me, he was always one of my favorites, and now I actually have Scarlet Spider in hand. I will be unboxing him at some point. I mean, I just think the colors, the sculpt on here, I think looks good. I'm sure this is the same Spider-Man body we've had a dozen times, so I'm glad they gave us some hands. Would have been cool to get some webbing, but it is what it is. So yeah, I picked him up. This is, you guys know me. I always say no brainer. This was no friggin' brainer at all. I was like, you know what? Screw it. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. There was no arguments. There was no discussing it. It had to happen. Let's just catch up here. Lax is the spider shot I must have. Yeah, it's badass. I mean, these are all great figures. Uh Archer's is damn right. He says, "Hey, figure fever, great figure, definitely cool." Scarlet Spider, nice. Ricardo says, "Be right back. I need to drink. Need to get something to drink." Well, hey, I'm sure we all could use a little sip sip. Drink like Archer says, drink them if you got them. I'm drinking raw cow's milk straight from the farm. Well, at least he didn't say straight from the cow. You know, he's just got a really long straw hooked up to the cow or something. I don't know. By the way, guys, again, if you didn't notice, pinned to the top of the chat, if anyone wants to pop in, if you got anything you want to push, you want to help your channel, your content grow, the portal to the dimension is always open, guys. Again, hashtag we grow together. I want to help everyone else out there grow as much as people have helped me grow. So listen, the door is always open. That's what Tuesday Night Talk is all about. It's about hanging out, having a good time. Let's discuss a few things. Speaking of discussing a few things, I have to bring up something very awesome that happened today. Lack says we have a dairy close, but I buy raw milk from them. Uh, I have to discuss something today. Something very awesome happened. You guys know that I'm heavily into Ghostbusters, so much so that I'm actually part of a local Ghostbuster group in Buffalo. Archer knows this. Many of you who follow me know this. I have the proton packs. I have the uniforms. I dress up all the time. Well, we had an issue happen back in February. The Buffalo Ghostbusters, every year we do several massive fundraising events to help raise money for Toys for Tots and many other charities throughout the year, including Ghostbusters Day, which is Hook and Ladder 8. Now, those that don't know, Hook and Ladder 8 is the firehouse that's used as the backdrop for Ghostbusters 1, 2, and also, Frozen Empire. Now, and of course, the real Ghostbusters cartoon and everything else. Well, that is a functional firehouse. It is an actual active firehouse. Thank you at Dave's Dimension for letting me post my channel. Yes, please. Anyone who's in here, if you want to post your channel, please feel free to do so. Okay. Anyone, because just about almost everyone here has a wrench, which means you can post your own links there. Okay. Carlos, you are not late. The stream was going to start at 9 o'clock. I started it 45 minutes earlier, so you're perfectly fine, my friend. Now, like I was saying, Hook and Ladder 8 is a functional firehouse. It has been for many years now. Now, with that being said, the Buffalo Ghostbusters every year we gear up for June, because in June, around the anniversary of Ghostbusters, June 8th, we do an event there live at the firehouse. We also help bring tons of Ghostbuster fans together. And it's a great time to celebrate Ghostbusters. It doesn't cost you. We don't sell tickets or anything, but we do raffles, or we'll do different things to help raise money for the firehouse. Plus, the firehouse, they sell their own FDNY Hook and Ladder 8 merch, t-shirts, sweatshirts, skull caps, ball caps, everything. And that goes directly into the firehouse. So it helps the men and women of the FDNY, especially Hook and Ladder 8 itself. Well, we were doing a very awesome event. The Buffalo Ghostbusters were doing a very awesome fundraiser featuring Ghostbuster franchises from all across the country. Well, over the past year, not YouTube, I meant to say Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram, they've been unpublishing Ghostbuster franchises across the country because their algorithm wasn't recognizing that these are charity groups. They thought that they were businesses that were spamming. So many Ghostbuster groups were taken down. Even the Ghostbuster news source, GB News, was taken down not once, but I believe twice. So it finally happened to the Buffalo Ghostbusters in February. Our page was unpublished the day that this fundraiser was culminating. This raffle that we were doing, or it was a vote, kind of a vote raffle that was happening, and for these very cool cards that you'll see in the future. But what happened was they unpublished our page. Facebook did. And we tried to repeal it. It just went on and on and on. And they even suggested that, well, if we want, we could do a temporary page. Well, we did a temporary page for a while, and then that got unpublished. So for about 2 months and change, the Buffalo Ghostbusters had no presence on Facebook. And, it was very stressful. Well, as of today, lo and behold, ladies and gentlemen, Ghosts and Goblins, we are back. The Buffalo Ghostbusters are back in action. Our original page is back up on Facebook. And what I want you guys to do, I want you to do me a favor, guys, okay? I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go to this website. I want you to go to Facebook, and I want you to look up the Buffalo Ghostbusters, okay? This is what I want you to do, okay? This is what you're doing, and this is what I want you to do, guys. I want you to go there. I'm going to pull it up right here so you can see it in all of its awesomeness and splendor. Yes, I did use the word splendor. I use the word splendor sometimes. There it is right there. The Buffalo Ghostbusters. Let's just pull this right up. So there we are. All you have to do is go to facebook.com/the Buffalo Ghostbusters. That's all you have to do to go there. Okay. Whoa. Don't want Discord. Let me go back here. Why did I do that? The things I do sometimes. There we go. Let's just click back to that. The Buffalo Ghostbusters. There we are. We have been around. God, I think it's going to be 15 years now. 14. No, I think it's like 15 years. Now, I want you guys to go to facebook.com/the Buffalo Ghostbusters. Anyone who's watching this right now, or if you're, listening to this on another day or something, I want you to go to this site. I want you to go to the Buffalo Ghostbusters and I want you to hit like. I want you to like and follow this page because we have amazing events that happen all the time. This was the voting event we did for we wanted to do a deck of playing cards, but it features Ghostbuster franchises from across the world. So it was a voting contest, and this is what happened. We had so many people flooding into this event that the algorithm didn't know what was going on, and it took us down for some reason. Okay, so we do events, we do things like this all the time, but it always goes for you know it always goes to great, amazing causes. Okay, like here's the upcoming event this year. Anyone who's going to be in New York City on June 8th, come on down. That's right, 14 North Moore Street, New York City, also known as Tribeca. Come down to Hook and Ladder 8. It's an amazing event every year. It's a fan event. You know, we don't charge admission, we don't charge anything. We do get we do get some celebrities to appear. We've had Joe Cirillo, who appeared in the first Ghostbusters movie. He's the policeman who accompanies Peck into the firehouse when they shut down the containment grid. He's also he was a real life New York City cop. He served in the military, and he's appeared in other movies such as The Godfather. He's got an amazing life story. Last year we had the Alessi brothers, who, if you're a fan of the original Ghostbusters, their song "Saving the Day" was featured in the movie. We have all kinds of people who come, and plus it's New York City. You just never know what's going to happen. In this picture right here, this is from the very first Ghostbusters day that the Buffalo Ghostbusters threw together. Two of our members, Brent Hollingsworth and Dan Lyberg, they had a late night discussion like, hey, what if we did a GoFundMe, or what if we did a little fundraiser to get a real sign for the firehouse? Now, at the time, the Hollywood collectible sign was the largest sign you could get. So we were hoping to afford that, but we kind of overshot just a little bit. So now, if you ever see a picture of the firehouse, it's a 1-to-1 scale sign that they have now that is all weather for all seasons of the year, and they keep it up year round now. So I mean, and take a look, all these families and friends who came together here, a couple of different ectos sitting here in front of the firehouse. It's just a very awesome fan event. We even had a wedding. I think the wedding was that last year? I think it was. We've had a wedding there. A couple got married. I mean, it's just a great time. I've met Ghostbusters from around the world, from Italy and South America. It's just an amazing, amazing time. But please, I'm asking you guys to kind of give back. Go visit our website. Again, it's facebook.com/ the Buffalo Ghostbusters. That's all you have to do, guys. Also, if you want to follow us on our other socials, we Buffalo G Busters both on Instagram and on Twitter, or you can always go to the website, buffaloghostbusters.com. Now, if you happen to be in the Western New York area, you have a charity event or a birthday or something that you would like the Buffalo Ghostbusters to come out to, you can always email us at info@buffaloghostbusters.com. And once again, we are a nonprofit. We are 501c3, so we are fully recognized there. And if you notice, we're on the road to 10,000 followers. That's right. We're at 9,900. So if you want to help us get to 10, all you have to do is go ahead and hit that like button and follow us. And you can see all the crazy stuff that we've done over the years, all the shares. This right here, one of our members here came up with the idea. Dan Leinberg came up with the idea to kind of make a Gary Gruberson. It was just awesome. That's where I got the inspiration for mine from. Each of the figures I did were based on ones that he did himself. It was just a great time. We feature, and also we share other Ghostbuster franchises as well. Here was a raffle that the Yes Have Some podcast we're doing. Any kind of Ghostbuster news, any Ghostbuster art, we share it with everybody. So there we go. Hold on one second, guys. Sorry about that. There's a little background noise because one of my I like I said, I have the window open and one of my neighbors has a very noisy car. So let's take a look here. Let's catch up on the chat. I'm expecting a call, so if I dip out saying anything, excuse me, I'll be right back as soon as possible. No worries, Lack. No worries at all. Ricardo, nice that you guys got your Facebook page back. Well, honestly, from my perspective, it felt like we weren't going to get it back, which I can't even describe it. Fig Fever says, Dave, congrats on getting it back online. Already clicked the like button. Thank you. Thank you for following us. I mean, it. You know, I joined this team. God, it's going to be 5 years now. I joined the team and it's been a blast. I joined the team before I did my weight loss. Um, they've literally became an extended family. I honestly can say that. The year I joined the team, my father had passed, and one of our teammates actually came up to the wake. Came up there, spent time with us. Was very supportive. I mean, people you meet don't just do that right away. I mean, that's when you got real friends, real family. They really are family. We have members. We have a long distance member in Arizona. We have another member in Ohio, but he has family ties to Buffalo. Um, and it's just an amazing group. I think we're about 16 strong right now. We have several ectos, and we're always just it's just we're great people. If someone has something going on, we're always there for each other. I do have an Instagram. Shared the live stream with the MLA and Weird Fantastic Toy Team. Thank you very much, Lack. Do I have an IG page? I do. I have Dave's Dimension, Dave's underscore Dimension on Instagram. In fact, if you look at the scrolling marquee, I have my information about the Stream for the Cure. So all you have to do if you want to participate in Stream for the Cure, because you can win prizes, is donate $10 to the Ride for Roswell. The link is in the video description below. Click that link that takes you to the Ride for Roswell donation page. Drop $10. That $10 gets your name on. I think we're going to do about 7 prizes. Or 7 prize boxes. So your name gets entered in on each and every one of those wheels. Last person standing wins that box. So I mean, $10 gets you in on all those wheels. 20 gets your name in twice. So for every $10 you donate, that's another occurrence where your name is going to appear. So if let's say you drop $30 to donate, then you get 3 names. You get your name 3 times on each wheel. It's kind of a no-brainer. But yeah, you just go to Dave's underscore Dimension on Instagram, and I'm right there. I will check that out as soon as possible, Dave. I don't like to be on Facebook too much because of my family drama. I get that. Um, yeah, like I said, it's just simply facebook.com/the Buffalo Ghostbusters. And you can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter. We are the Buffalo G Busters there as well. Yeah, Fever, he does. Let's take a look here. Fake Fever says, at Ricardo, thank you. Yep. Lack is sharing my Instagram right there. Thank you very much, sir. And my Instagram's a big collection of Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, nerdy kind of stuff. Some figures, some video stuff, announcements for the page. If you want to see some of the Proton packs I've done with Spirit Proton, I've built up from Spirit Proton packs. You can go ahead and check that out. Now, speaking of things, now you guys know I'm into Ghostbusters, right? Well, my wife's one of my wife's coworkers does amazing 3D printing work. Okay, this man printed this. Okay, take a look. This is 3. If you look really close, you can see some of the printing striations, right? You can see some of the print lines, but from a distance, you can't tell. Now, does this look like it's 3D printed? I mean, look at the eyes. You can see the tongue in the dark mouth. You can see the eyes. This looks fantastic, right? All the way around. Heap 3D printed this, and then we just had to glue the ribbon on, which was separately 3D printed. Okay. So now I've been saying for a long time that I want a 3D print. I had an Ender 3 Max, but my problem is I couldn't get it leveled properly. Well, thanks to my wife's coworker, I don't have that problem anymore. What you may be asking, am I talking about? Well, I'm going to let you guys know in just a second here. Let's switch cameras. So yeah, there's our mini puff, right? And with the this is an older camera I'm using, but you can kind of see like up close. See if we can get it. Trying to get the clarity on here. You can kind of see the lines right there, right? Okay, that's up close, but from a distance, you really can't tell, right? That's right, guys. The new printer is here. Look at the size of that printer. I'm going to be unboxing it after the stream. And by the way, if you haven't seen it, this is the new computer. This is the new grid. I built it a couple months back. If you guys were watching some of my tech videos, I still need to clean up some of the wiring down there, but this is the new grid. We got a 4060 graphics card, 64 gigs of RAM. She's a beauty. And yes, I can actually change the colors. You can do all kinds of crazy stuff in here if we really want. Green for the Ghostbusters vibe. You gotta love it, right? And you can't hear a single thing on this computer. It is so quiet. And yes, it is on a slant. Everything on here is on a slant. So yeah, my little pride and joy. So yeah, we have a brand new 3D printer to unbox tonight. Oh, not live. I'm going to unbox it afterwards because you have to assemble it. This thing does auto bed leveling. It does everything. Almost everything. It doesn't make julienne french fries. It doesn't do that. It doesn't deep fry. It doesn't do any of that good stuff. But it's pretty awesome still nonetheless. Switch back right now. There you go. So yeah, we're going to be 3D printing. Now, the 3D printer is just one step. The next step is I bought another device called an AMS. What's an AMS? An AMS allows a person to do this. You can have 4 different color filaments. That's what they call the plastics that you use, PLA filament. That's threaded into your printer. Now you can have 1, 2, 3, 4 colors in it, and you can program what the colors are into the system, and it will draw from those colors. So if I wanted to print something that was yellow, black, red, and green, it will draw from those and it'll stop and switch, stop and switch, stop and switch all on its own. I don't have to lift a finger. This printer has a built-in LED light in camera. That's right, it's got a camera. So I'm going to be able to do some crazy kind of editing. So you guys can see some time-lapse prints. I can even monitor it on my phone with an app, and I could tell the printer to stop, pause, start, and I can watch it remotely on my phone. This thing is a friggin' game changer. I can't wait to show you guys what we're going to do with it. Uh, I'm so psyched. I was like, well, I was going to cancel the stream just so I could put it together and set it up. I'm like, you know what? No, we'll do the stream a little early. We'll end it, and then I can go hog wild and start tearing into the box and start building the printer. I don't have a name for the printer yet. The model is it's a P1P produced by Bamboo Labs. Now, I have no affiliation with Bamboo Labs, but just based on the reviews, because you know me, I do my research. I had gone through dozens and dozens and dozens of YouTube videos. Everyone seems to be praising Bamboo Labs. Now, there are other companies out there. Of course, Creality, I think is the name. They're the ones that make the Ender line of printers. Honestly, the Ender lines, they're still very popular, but Bamboo seems to kind of be blowing things out of the water. There's a lot of aftermarket stuff you can get, but let's see here. Ricardo says, Dave, sorry to throw the conversation off a little bit, but I just found out that Alien is releasing in theaters on April 25th for the 45th anniversary. Okay, that's awesome. I remember seeing Aliens in the theater as a kid. Well, I was a little wee kid, but that's awesome. In fact, I have Colbane Games is going to want to know that because he's a big Alien fan, and a friend of mine, Phil Liebberg of the Buffalo Ghostbusters, also big major special effects in Ghostbuster and Alien fan. So yeah, that's pretty awesome right there. That is awesome. Actually, I still have the original score of Alien. I know, I'm a nerd. That is great detail to the face. It is. You hold it up. It's pretty damn awesome. Yes, if you look really close, you can see some of the striations, but other than that, it looks pretty awesome. Now, there are Gundam kits you can print. There are functional figures and statues that you can get. Let me pull this up real quick. Was it trying to think. Of course there's Thingiverse, but there's other ones. STL files. Yeah, there's Cult, there's Thingiverse, there's so many different sites. You can even go to places. Oh, here, Things. There's an actual site called Things. I'm not making it up. It's literally called Things. You just pull that up. There we go. So this is things.com where you can get STL files. Now, some of them are free and some you have to pay for. Take a look at the Pokemon stuff here. If you want to take your Nintendo Switch and put it like in a case or make it look like it's an old arcade game, this is a case for it. You can set your Switch in there and you can still have your handheld controllers out of it, or just store them in there. It's kind of crazy that you can do all this stuff, you know? I mean, what people can design. Here's your Pokemon, right? You want a Mario hat, you can do a Mario hat. Again, with the AMS device I have, I can print the white and the red together and bam, Bob's your uncle. Come on, everyone has an Uncle Bob. Literally, the list goes on and on. We could even type some stuff in here. Let's see. Type in say Godzilla. Yep, there we go. You want a 3D printed Godzilla? There it is right there. Again, some of these you have to pay for, some you don't. Some might take you to other sites. Thingiverse is one of the earlier ones. Okay, like here, obviously you can see I've looked at Ghostbusters stuff. Obviously, Ricardo says the computer looks amazing. Thank you very much. I'm definitely going to try and watch in the theater. Yeah, it's something I know my wife won't watch because she doesn't like scary stuff. But me, to see it in the theater, I think is pretty damn awesome. Remember to hit that like button for Dave. Thank you, General Lack Sivrak. Sorry, I am a novice when it comes to 3D printing. Listen, Figure Fever, I am a novice when it comes to 3D printing. On my old printer, I only successfully printed one thing, and that was the key to the TARDIS from Doctor Who. That's the only thing I successfully printed because I couldn't get it leveled correctly. This new printer, it does auto leveling itself. It does so much on its own. It's got software for the computer. software for my phone. I have an app for my phone, and guess what? It's also wireless. Now, on older 3D printers, you used to have to take a little micro SD card, pop it in your computer, download the files you want onto it, and then pop that into into the printer and make it feed. You can still do that, but guess what? I can also send files from my phone or my computer via Wi-Fi into this printer. The printer's Wi-Fi. The printer has Wi-Fi. In fact, I'm doing a video that's going to release in a couple days. Basically bringing up the topic. So you want a 3D printer? Don't make my mistakes. Let me show you what to do. Because literally, I bought a printer like 2 years ago, and I just couldn't get it to work right. And when I wound up selling it, I got maybe half of what I actually paid for in the beginning. So I mean, there's no rush to get into 3D printing. The technology, they are advancing so far. They are advancing so fast. I mean, if you wait a year or 2, you'll get something even better and better, but they're making it more user friendly so that anybody and their grandmother can get into it. There are people who are starting up their own businesses for 3D printing. People that go to cons and festivals, they print those 3D printed dragons that are fully movable. There's tons of toys and collectibles that you can do. Hell, for some people, 3D printing new collectibles for your collection, for some in some respects, it's easier and better than buying figures from like Hasbro or Mattel. I mean, you can take the pride that that you're printing something, that you're making it yourself, you're painting it yourself, so you have a little bit more pride with it, right? But also there's other things involved there. If something breaks, you have the STL files, you can just print the replacement part and repair it or make a new one. There's so much out there, and I'm going to be covering that in a video that's going to be coming out very soon. I actually recorded the entire video yesterday, but my microphone wasn't working, so nobody heard a damn thing. It's something that happens. But yes, there are Ghostbuster stuff that you can do. You can print out a firehouse, you can print out a sign. You can print so much stuff, but let's take this out. This is Ultimaker Thingiverse. Let's go to the regular page. So let's take a look at this. You can print the nozzle for a WD-40. You can print some thuggish looking glasses right there. You can print little trays for your miscellaneous screws and bolts right there. There's so much that you can print right now. Okay, you want a holder for your pop can? There you go. Or your beer, whatever. I mean, there's so much you can print for yourselves. You want to print some cosmic revolvers, There you go. Helldivers 2 P4 revolver function prop. Take a look at that right there. So if you're into Helldivers, which a lot of us are, I mean, I could 3D print this, and these files are free. I can just go here. You can tip a designer if you have the means, if you can afford to, throw some money their way, or you can even make a post, to help them out, and you can 3D, you can download it. There's okay, here you go, Helldivers grenades. You got you want the goblins grenades from Spider-Man. You want, you know, Star Wars helmet. You want a sword. You want a Ghostbusters engineer logo. There's tons of stuff on here. You'd be amazed what you can 3D print on these. Well, these days, you want a rocket? There you go. You can do a Saturn rocket. Again, there's so much here, so much. Let's keep skipping ahead. I always hit the like button before coming into a chat. There you go. It says good man Ricardo. Like, share, and subscribe as always. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Yes. Go go Godzilla. Dave, may I ask how much did the printer cost? Well, yeah, I will tell you, and I'll even show you. Go to Bamboo. If I can type right, Bamboo Labs. So go to Bamboo Labs US. This actually shipped out from California. Dave, I may need a 3D print of a human skull. That's a thing. if I can spell. Lack, that's literally a thing. You want one with like cracks in it, you want it like gold, you know, you want a human skull hairpin. That's a thing. That is totally a thing. So, yeah. So, okay, Bamboo Lamb P series. Okay, like this is basically what I paid. I paid around that because let's go to 3D printers. And this is the P1P. So this was actually 599. So $600. And then you figure your taxes. So this is the printer that I got. I just have to assemble it. You have your controls right here. This is the basically the printer head or extruder with this built-in nozzle there. On the back wall here, there's actually a refuse like little port where all the excess stuff just pulls right out. The bed, as you can see, actually lifts up, and when you're printing, slowly goes down. So everything is so self-contained and so refined compared to other printers, and plus you can actually modify these. People have modified these. There are cases that you can get to make the P1P into the P1S, and there's don't laugh. I know what you guys are thinking. They sell their own filaments. They also have different accessory kits. Okay, there you go. It shows you there's also an anti-shaking, a little vibrational stabilizer that's built in. Here's some of the stuff you could 3D print your own stuff on here too. There are different upgrade kits you can get. You can 3D print a lot of this stuff yourself. I mean, how awesome does that look? I kind of like the red here. I kind of like the red, but also they have panels where you can just hang your tools on the side. I mean, there's so much you can do. People have they've turned their printers, like created cases for them. So let's go ahead and catch up. I had some custom action figures with custom 3D heads. Sorry. What I meant to type was I'm a novice on the tech info regarding how to make a 3D print. I mean, I've done a couple 3D prints. By no means am I an expert. I am a novice myself. I'm hoping to change that with this, you know? Let's see here. All IGU will work something else. Yeah, once I get everything down pat, I actually bought silver filament. So we're gonna be doing printing some silver things first as some tests. And I'll be posting it on IG and also on the community tab for Dave's Dimension, of course. That is not a bad price at all, Dave. No, it's not. I mean, considering what it does, it really isn't. But now let's see. Let's go up here. Now they do sell other types of printers that do ABS and also resin printing. Now this is the AMS. This is what I'm talking about. It holds one, two, three, four different color filaments or different types of filaments. This will actually connect into the back of the printer. So basically, what's going to happen is it stops and it will decide which one of these it needs to pull filament from, and then it feeds it into the printer itself. That's basically it. You know, it's very cool. I mean, this is something I've never done before, so it's it can be a little daunting. They also sell their own filament, and what's good is when you buy a printer from them, as you can see, these are the different types of filament you can get: carbon fiber, PAPT, PSU, TPU, ABS, ASA, PTG, and also PLA. There's PLA and PLA plus. The silver filament you guys saw, I actually got that from Amazon. So yes, you can even get a lot of this stuff from Amazon. You want stuff that glows in the dark, they got you. You want stuff that looks more like a silky kind of a print. There you go. There's so much that you can do with it. Now, obviously, like we all know Millennium Workshop. Now, Reason why his stuff looks so smooth because he does a lot of sanding. It's going to be a lot of practice. I doubt I will get anywhere near as good as he. But there's a lot of stuff out there that you guys can pick up. I mean, it's out there. I think the glow in the dark would be something kind of cool to do. They usually do like a little bulk sale, so if you buy multiples, you can get discounts. But I mean, they're a great company. They're great responsive. I got this. Well, I had to wait a couple weeks because the printers weren't in stock. Basically, it's such a high, such a printer in high demand that it's been hard for them to keep it in stock, and that's not a bad thing. Archer says, "Can't wait to see the prints." Me too. Can't wait to see. What's the price? I missed it. Okay, this is actually on sale for $599. Um, but considering what it does, I mean, I don't think that that's bad. Let's go to printers. Now, also, they actually have spare parts you can buy. If you're worried about something breaking, don't. You can buy extra parts. You can even buy parts to upgrade it. There is this is the chamber camera and LED. So you get both the camera and the LED light for about $20 right now. They have extra cooling fans. So like some of these printers are self-contained in the case, so heat can build up. Obviously, you need some extra fans there. This is going to be open air, so that's not going to be an issue. Here's the front housing assembly for the P1. Basically, this is the front cover to the extruder and the nozzles. So there's glues, there's tons of belts and supplies that you can buy directly from them. Now, there are some third party components that are going to be compatible. So stay tuned with that. But going back to the printers, I got the P1P. That's the one I got, which is this right here. So this was originally $699, and now it's down to $599. It's $100 cheaper because the P13 came out. So, the newer stuff comes out, the older stuff goes down a little bit. So there's tons of accessories. You can go through the website and just see all the great stuff that they have available. Now, not only does this auto level, but here's the thing, guys. It's got vibration stabilization. It auto levels itself, and it actually prints faster than some average printers, especially the Enders. So there's a lot of great stuff in here. Dave, there are a bunch of people in the community that do 3D printing. You are not alone with this hobby. I'm more than sure you can get help with the learning curve. I'm actually involved with. There's a Facebook group that's all Bamboo Lab owners, Bamboo Lab printer owners. So I'm involved with that. I'm actually involved with a couple channels that do 3D printing. I'm trying to get information from them, like what do I need, what do I need to do, and we're going to take them from there. Archer's mentioning when GB News printed his pack. That's Jason Simmons, I think, of GB News, based in Canada. He was able to do it uh, with not lines that required sanding. Do you know what kind of plastic that was? I'm not too sure. There's PLA, there's PLA Plus, and then there's a few other ones. Now, it also depends on the brand of plastic, the original file itself. Okay, because he used a filament that was almost had like a metallic feel. So that's something I definitely want to revisit. I can even message him because I do know a few mutual people. Uh, Now, if you've been to my Instagram, you might have seen my Back to the Future pack that I did once upon a time. That one I built out of an 80% scale proton pack or 80% spirit pack. Okay. Well, that's what I want to do again. Let me see if I can just pull that up. See if I can pull up Instagram. Instaface, as I like to call it. No, we don't want that. But just to give you some ideas of what you can do with 3D printing, this new bumper right here, um, Rex from Millennium Workshop actually printed this up for me. This was actually 3 separate pieces, but you can't tell. You cannot tell from this angle. It was actually three separate pieces. He bonded it together, and boom, there you go. Here, this replacement cover for my HasLab Ion Arm was 3D printed, and I got this on Etsy. See, that's the thing. There's a lot of people, a lot of makers on Etsy. Uh, and instead of spending 50 or 60 here, I could 3D print these parts myself. That's why I kind of want to get into it, because there's a lot of stuff I still want to modify with my Proton pack, you know, but I need these here, these parts right here. These are all 3D printed. You know, I could save money just by getting the filament and kind of 3D printing it myself if I have the files. So that's kind of the whole thing right there, guys. Let's see here. Let's see if I can scroll down. Scrolling. What? Also, I want to maybe do some pieces to give my shelves some background color, so to speak. Like maybe do like a RoboCop kind of like I was thinking of like with some Star Wars and other stuff, like maybe printing something in the background that says what it is, like maybe a big X for X-Men, an Autobot symbol for the few Transformers I do have. Yeah, I don't have this guy anymore. I miss that. Of course, this is the lovely, lovely firehouse that Duffman made for me once upon a time. It's still probably the pride and joy of my collection. See if I can scroll down quick enough. This was a 3D blaster that my one of my wife's coworkers printed for her, but then I had to glue and paint. This is my Ender 3 Max trying to print a Ghostbusters sign, but it stopped. It became unbalanced and failed completely. So, I have made attempts. I never fully succeeded. The infill was too low, in addition to the leveling issue. The infill is how sturdy it is. The infill is, well, the plastic that is filled in. The infill. You know, here's a Guardians of the Galaxy orb. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do. Let me see. I'm trying to pull the flux pack so you guys can see just what kind of insanity I'm trying to embark upon. Come on, where are you? Duffman did do an excellent job on that. Here you go. The Flux Pack. A Back to the Future Ghostbusters mashup, all in one. So I want to recreate this, but make it 1-to-1 scale. I want to make it full size. So it's going to be bigger. And plus, if I'm 3D printing each of the parts, I can customize them even more. And that's kind of what I want to do. I want to take it to that next level, so to speak, because this was my Ben and Kent pack that came all in different pieces. I had to assemble it, paint it, put the electronics in. Uh, but see, I get a kick out of that. I really enjoy doing that stuff. You know, there you go. My three spirit packs that I used to have. So yeah, this one right here, that's one I want to rebuild, but 1-to-1 scale, guys. So yeah, that's it, guys. We've been going for about an hour and a half. Unless anyone wants to hop in and discuss anything, one thing I do want to touch base on is X-Men 97 is straight killing it. The writers, uh, seriously, there's been some news stories that people are trying to get a campaign going to get the showrunner back, because those that know, there was some controversy between him and Disney. Um, I'm afraid that, I mean, with the way the stories have been going, if he's been behind the direction of it, we might need the creator back, that showrunner put back onto X-Men 97. This past week's episode, I'm not giving any spoilers, but damn, 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 they're killing it, literally. Um, Also, I just binged Fallout on Amazon Prime. I've never played a video game ever, but I gotta say, I think I'm gonna want to play the game now. It's a really crazy, kind of wacky, you know, just it's insane, but it's the kind of insanity that I enjoy. And I'm kind of like, okay, I want season two. So right now, I have nothing else to watch. So much so that I've been watching season two of Halo. Archer, I don't want to hear it. Here we go. I follow a few people on Instagram that prints 1/12 and 1/18 scale action figures, head sculpts, hands, and body armor. They make amazing Star Wars customs. Um, Everything done on 3D printers. Yeah, there's so much that you can 3D print now that is so insane. Mike Davis is so good. Oh yeah, X-Men 97 has been phenomenal. Archer gives us an LOL. I'm it's X-Men's been so great. Fallout I really enjoyed. I kind of wish it went a little bit longer than just 8 episodes, but I mean, the acting is I mean, come on. They're killing it and you think you know where it's going, but then it goes somewhere else. Um the one downfall on the show is my boy Maximus. Uh this kid, like he just I'm trying to decide whether he's a good guy or not. Um he just seems like he's just someone who's trying to survive, but a lot of it is like is he a weasel or is he just trying to stay alive in this crazy psychotic world? But I'm digging Fallout, man. I really am. So much so that, like I said, I want to see if I can get my hands on some of the games and check them out. Halo 2 or Halo Season 2 right now. Um, I don't know. It feels a bit dry right now, to be honest. I mean, Season 1, it kind of went with it. I did play the games once upon a time and I'm kind of like trying to, suspend reality, so to speak, and just kind of seeing where it goes. And um, I don't, I don't get a lot of hope from season two. I don't have hope for a good season. So we'll see what happens. I'm one of those people. I'll stick to a show even if it's not going great. Gotham. I watched Gotham all the way through its broadcast run on Fox. I can't believe I'm saying this. I wish Fallout was weekly. I'm already behind because of because of other shows. Yeah, I mean it's kind of cool that they did it that way, but I mean, let's be honest. That's how Netflix is doing it. They're dropping things all at once, but then they start to slowly roll. Oh, we're going to do this week and then this week and then this week. Uh, Ricardo says, I need to watch Fallout, Dave. I have heard very good things about this series. It is. I will say this. It's it's in the vein of how okay, if you watch The Boys, you know The Boys is very psychotic. The way the writing is just crazy. Um, you never truly know what's really going to happen, and that's kind of somewhat some of this. Now, I imagine if you've played the games, I should say plural, then you kind of have an idea where things are going to go in the beginning. You kind of have an idea where some things are going to go and lead you. As someone who never played the game, I was thoroughly enjoyed with everything. I was very happy with everything. Um, yeah, Archer says, yeah, I'm shocked. Weekly drops keep people talking. Fallout is already falling off as far as the conversation. Yeah, because you know I found out that some of the filming of this took place in 2002. We get the show in 2024, 2 years later. Here's the question: how long is it going to be before we get more? Are we going to get a season two? And if we do get a season two, when is it going to be? Is it going to be 2026, 2027? I mean, they have a lot of great practical and special effects in there. Uh, the really now, any of you guys ever watched any Disney shows? I have a younger niece and nephew, and I have younger nieces. And when they were kids, they watched the Hannah Montana show. Okay. Well, there was this one little short, like rich runt that was always trying to cause chaos for her and her friends. Well, he's actually Lucy's brother in Fallout. I'm like, this little friggin' troll growed up. He's still short and all, but that's him. I'm like, Jesus. And it's kind of funny. Like, I'm wondering if the creators of Fallout were fans of Die Hard. If you guys are listening to me, think about it. The girl's name is Lucy McLean. Maybe not the same spelling, but in the Die Hard universe, uh, John McClane has a daughter named Lucy. Coincidence? Who knows? Uh, maybe they were just really big Die Hard fans. So that just kind of cracks me up inside. But I think they have amazing acting in here. We get a lot of good actors. I mean, come on, we had Bubba Gump himself in like the first or second episode. I'm like, come on now. I think it's a fun show. It's not for the faint of heart because there's some shooting, there's plenty of blood and guts. Uh, I mean, it's really out there. It's got kind of a weird. Um, I don't necessarily want to say. It kind of feels like Twisted Metal, Death Race, and Mad Max kind of rolled up into one. It's definitely out there. It's got a sick sense of humor, but it's the kind that I dig. But that's kind of like where I'm standing right now. Like I really don't have a show to watch. I mean, even my wife is struggling for a new show to watch. She's rewatching True Blood right now. I'm rewatching CW Flash on and off. I might actually just rewatch Reacher seasons 1 and 2. I think that's something you could easily watch over and over again. Or if you're really in a pinch and you need something to take up a few years off your life, NCIS. It's still going. They have over 1,000 episodes now. Kind of crazy and psychotic. But guys, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. Every Tuesday night at either 8 or 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern on the East Coast. Tuesday night talk where anything and everything can go on. We'll discuss just about anything. Also, guys, if anyone out there wants to be featured, you want to come on a Tuesday night and we'll just discuss whatever you have going on in life, whether you have a YouTube, an Instagram, Kick, maybe you have Twitch, whatever you have going on. Maybe you have a small business you want to promote, whatever you want. Hell, if you just want to come on and just shoot the breeze, just shoot the crap with me, we'll do that. It's just a hangout stream to hang out, talk about anything and everything that's going on in the world today, what's going on with your lives, and just hang out and have a good time. And also to help cross promote, I want to promote as many people as possible. I've gotten to the point where my channel has grown. I'm not exactly at the watch hours I would love to be, but I figure, you know what? I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm going to try and focus on helping other people grow. You know, that's kind of where I'm at. I'll try. Lax says he'll try and stream with me next week. Looking forward to it. Uh, but like I said, it's just a fun hangout stream. As you guys notice, and right there at the bottom of the screen, the scrolling marquee, the Ride for Roswell, streaming for the Cure. It's going to be a 10-hour stream on May 18th. That is a Saturday. I will be streaming 10 hours straight. We're going to start, I think, maybe at about 10 a.m. and go till about 8 p.m. So it's going to be a nonstop. Ricardo says, have a great night, Dave. Awesome stream. Keep up the great work. Good seeing everyone. Always a pleasure, Ricardo. So Archer says, sorry, couldn't jump on today. No worries, man. I just hope everything's good with you. I know you had to postpone Nerdy Coffee. Hope everything's going well. If not, you got everybody around here. Uh, None of your fans, none of your friends are going anywhere. So I hope everything's well. Lax is good to see all his rowdy friends. But guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this because I got me a printer I need to unbox. I also need to grab me a snack. But guys, until next time, you know what I'm going to say. I say it every single time. Guys, I want you to always keep on busting, and I will always catch you on the flip side. Take care, guys.